Hey guys, amazing news. We had Suno already, right? Which could create songs from scratch and have it like a final product. And it's fun and all, but it got too boring for me personally. And I use it mostly for projects where I don't know where to start from. And then I just rearrange it on my own, for example, and then put my own touch to it. But now we have interesting tool, which you might already have heard of if you're into the AI world and stuff, and you daily try to see what's new there. And there is such thing which is called AbletonMCP now. Maybe you already have heard about model context protocols, but now we have it for Ableton, which is amazing. And I was already amazed when I saw it for Blender, but then I realized, oh, there is for Ableton, and I'm an Ableton user, and it's just, wow, it's just a win situation for me. And in this video I wanted to show you how you can install it and use it on your own and test it for your own, because I face some issues in between which I want to cover in this video, which you might be already facing, and you want to know how to overcome them. And so first of all, you need to access their link. It's in GitHub, and I will also leave it in the description, so you just open from there. And as you can see, it's an AbletonMCP project. I also want you to encourage you to join their Discord. There's discussions going on as well. And also now you can see here all the features it provides at the moment. It's quite limited. It can't control certain knobs in your synths or filters or effects and whatever, but I think it's about to come in the future. It's just a starting point we have at the moment. And the installation process is quite simple actually. All you need is Ableton Live Python. Just go on the website and follow the steps to install it on your machine. It's not hard, and I won't show it here. And also you need to install the UV package manager. You can install it from this official website by using this command in your terminal, and it should be enough. From this point, I don't recommend using Cloud at the moment, because like it has some connection issues, and I realized it's not working for some reason. For some people it does, but I don't know why and how to make it work on my own. And that's why I use Cursor instead. To use Cursor, you need to go to the Cursor website and click download and just follow the steps. It's not that hard. And once you have it downloaded, you need to add new global MCP server from here. So if you go here and click settings, click MCP, click add new global MCP, and then copy and paste this here. You click Ctrl S, close it. And what you need to see is that AbletonMCP is enabled. For example, if I close it now, let me close everything and open Cursor, it will also open something like this, a terminal window, which you don't want to close. You just want to minimize it and see it enabled here. Now you need to do something with Ableton, and let me show you what. You need to go to the AbletonMCP remote script page here, click here, and then click here to download it. Once you downloaded it, you need to find this path. Basically, in this path, you need to create a folder called remote scripts, and within this folder, you need to create AbletonMCP. And once it's done, you need to copy and paste this init py script into this folder. This one was created on its own. So once this is done, you need to open the Ableton. If it was already open, you need to reopen it and do something within it. I will show you now. Now you need to open options, go to settings, link type MIDI, and make sure that you have added the AbletonMCP here. Once this is done, I think the important step is opening the terminal and copying this command into your terminal and seeing that, nice, everything is connected. And from this point, you finally can play around with amazing cursor that allows you to control your Ableton project. And to open what I opened now, you need to click Ctrl I, right? And then Ctrl N. This way you will open the agent, not only the something like ChatGPT. And now you can type something like create drum and bass track with pad that has 4-chord progression. Also add lead melody that would follow this progression and have A, B, A, C sections. Also add bass that follows the progression and finally add kick and snare as it is usually in drum and bass. The tempo has to be 172, for example. Let's see what it does. Alright, it's generating. And every time it will ask you to accept its steps, but I don't know if you can do it so that it accepts by default. I will check in the future. Yeah, you can already see something. That's great. So we have pads, lead, bass and drums. Now it tries to load appropriate instruments. It tries different paths. And he apologized for the confusion with the instrument loading. Let's proceed with creating the MIDI clips and we can adjust the instrument later. So he kind of realized that he can't do something with it, but he will now create MIDI clips, which is great. Okay, he uses the basic progression. That's nice. Now he creates a melody for section A. Okay, I'm just accepting whatever he wants to do, and I will skip to the end. Okay, now it says that I've created the basic structure for section A for your drum and bass track. Here is what I've done. Create 4 MIDI tracks, created a 4-bar chord progression, added a melodic lead line that follows the chord progression, created a drawing bass line typical for drum and bass, added a basic drum pattern with kick, and now it suggests me what I want something else, and let's see what it did. And it all did everything in this view. Let me see. Alright, we have chords, right? And it did something weird with that. I think it messed up with the legato. That's fine. There's still bugs, but it's already promising. And so it also has a melody, it has a bass, and it has drums. But it doesn't have this like. Alright, we just fixed that, and from now I can add my own sounds, but let me try to ask it to add everything by itself. Would you add synths and samples yourself for the tracks you've created already? Alright, it added something into the lead, I believe. No, it's pads. It added something into pads. Now it added something into leads. Now bass. And now drum rack. Let's check if there are any drum kits we can load. Okay, let's check. Let's load a drum kit that would work well for drum bass. Of course, let's do that. I see we have some issues loading the instrument directly. This is likely due to the way the instruments are organized in the Ableton installation. The instruments are still there, but we'll need to work with what's loaded by default for now. Alright, no worries. No worries. Okay, it opened something actually. And now it's done. Amazing. Let's play it. This is nuts. Okay, so yeah, basically it did something itself in Ableton project. And guys, this is just, I don't know, I know how fast everything is evolving nowadays, and I just can see that in like 3 months even, I think it will be able to control certain settings within synths. So for example, I will say, okay, change the frequency of the pad so it's like smoother or something like that, and it will do that. And guys, it's just, I can't wait for it to evolve so that it will do something that I don't want to do, because like I did some stuff in project for thousands of times, like I mean stuff like EQing something in the same way every time, or like opening up certain things in the project so that I can proceed with creating something. So basically I see it as a tool which would, let's say, accelerate my workflow, and I will spend more time in creative flow. So I saw a guy who was talking about how this is bad creative wise, because like it will do something bad with it, but I understand what he means. But I want you to see it as a tool which would provide you a fluent way of creating your own music. Like, it won't do everything by itself, but you also will be able to include your own creative processes in it. Don't think that it will, like, I don't know, take away our jobs. It won't, because like the people are those who consume the product, and mostly people want not just some kind of AI created shit that is all over the place now. Everyone wants to have a personalized approach, and it will be there, but we now have some tools that allow us to be faster, and that's how I view it. But if you think otherwise, just let me know in the comments and we'll discuss it. Or join the AbletonMCP Discord, and it's also a great place to discuss everything there. And maybe you want them to develop something on top of that, or you are the developer and you know how to make it evolve into something more than it is already. And it will be great if we will collectively think and add something to it and do amazing stuff with it. So yeah, guys, I really hope that this video was helpful for you, and that you gain something from it, and that you can actually play with it, because I know that it doesn't work that well with Claude for some reason, and I think it will be fixed in the future. I really hope so. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you liked it. Just leave comments and subscribe and leave likes and stuff, and yeah, peace and love. Have a nice one.